I am on page 211, and we're looking at example 4. This lesson is about comparing slopes, so let's read and see what they want us to do. The linear function g of x passes through the points 1, 12 and negative 2, 0. The linear function f of x is shown in the graph. Which function has the greater slope? Well, they tell me that g of x equals 112, sorry, not equals. G of x passes through the points 1, 12 and negative 2, 0. And then the function f of x is shown on a graph. So let me draw the graph. You do need a full coordinate plane on this one. It is not just quadrant 1. Okay, so this is f of x. Now, I had students who got really agitated with this function notation. For some reason, it just got them all stirred up. So, just in an effort to take some of the pressure away here, I told them to think of it, instead of g of x, let's call this the grape function for g. And then this one we called the fruit punch function. So if those notations bother you, use labels that are not scary, things that you encounter every day. So G for G of X, F for F of X. I'm going to call them grape and fruit punch, and we'll get to the same answer. It doesn't have to be scary. Now, if you go to college and your professor asks you how to do this, please do not tell him that I told you to call this grape and fruit punch. No, I really don't care. If it helps you understand, we're going to do it. So on the fruit punch function, f of x, here is the graph. We have a point at negative 3, 6. So negative 3, 6 is one of the points on the fruit punch function. And then 3, 0 is another point on the fruit punch function. I got to be careful saying that. All right, and then we can draw the line, just like they have in the book. So I can tell you that the fruit punch function has a negative slope. That's as close as I can get it, I think. So there's the fruit punch function, also known as f of x. All right, we can use point slope, rise over run, to calculate the slope on this one. It falls 6 units, and it runs 6 units. Fall 6, run 6. So the slope on this thing is fall 6, run 6. That's going to be a negative 1. So slope for this function is negative 1. All right, for the grape function, let's go back. We're going to have to use the slope formula on this one. So we're going to say slope is, say it with me, it's been a while, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So here's x1, y1, x2, y2. When you were learning that, you thought that was the hardest thing in the world. And now, in this picture, that's the easiest thing that we have to do. So 0 minus 12 and negative 2 minus 1 will give me a negative 12 over a negative 3. So the slope of g of x is 4. Okay, so we can compare our functions. We can compare the grape function, which is our g of x, to our fruit punch function, which is our f of x. F of x has a slope of negative 1. G of x, or the grape function, has a slope of 4. Which of those slopes is bigger? By far, this one. 4 is greater than negative 1. So g of x has the greater slope. Now, if it doesn't bother you to use g of x and f of x, you don't have to do that grape and fruit punch stuff. I just threw that in there for folks who get real nervous about the notation. And I've seen it happen many, many times. Students get so wrapped up in that they don't even concentrate on what's really going on here. And I understand that. It's complicated.